Okay, we are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, chapter 13, verse number 27. So we read how Krishna, he expanded himself into various cowherd boys and calves, and all the Brajvasis cows, they relished that very much. So in the previous verse it was described that the love of the gopis for these new boys was more than their own sons. And it was same as Krishna's love for Krishna. But then in commentary he said that still the love for Krishna has some speciality. Then one question was raised that what will happen after 1 year when the original set of boys will come, their love will diminish. And now they will feel like they don't have enough love for their children. So we have to keep that one point in mind, otherwise this type of questions will come. And then of course you find some solution. The question is that the love of Brajvasis is primarily for Krishna and not for their children or for anything else. So they love Krishna, they are devoted to Krishna, and Krishna is the center of their life. And anything else which they love only because of Krishna's relationship with that. So if they love their children, although it may be said that they are their children and they love them, but they love them primarily because they are Krishna's friends, Krishna's devotees. So therefore if the other original children will come back, their love towards Krishna is still same as it has been. And that is the prime thing. Because their standard is not how much they love their children and how much they love their cows, but how much they love Krishna. And that is their focus. Their focus is not on, otherwise it becomes material. That we have love for this, love for that, and we also love Krishna. So they love Krishna, and because of that they love everything else. So as Brahma would say later on, Yad Dhamartha Priya Atma Tanaya Sruhit Pranashayas Tatkrite. So their Dham, place, Sruhit, Priya, Atma, Tanaya, children, their own self, their wealth, Prana, Ashaya, Tatkrite. These are all for Krishna only, nothing else. So therefore the primary object of their love is Krishna, primary source of their happiness is service to Krishna. In Kunti's prayers in the first canto, she makes this one statement that Chindi sneham imam dradham pandushu Vishnas. That you should cut my affection both for Pandu and Vrishnis. Sneha moham imam chindi dradham pandushu Vrishnishu. That please remove my affection to Pandus and Vrishnis. Because when Krishna was leaving, they did not want Krishna to leave. When Krishna was leaving from Hastinapur to Dwarka, so Kunti was torn. She did not want Krishna to go away, but then she also did not want that he stays, because the Vrishnis are also her relative and they are also suffering from separation from Krishna. So Jiva Goswami then says that why she is asking to cut the bondage, or this Sneha pasamyamam chindi dradham pandushu Vishnu. So that this rope or chain of affection which I have, you cut it off. So he says that the affection can be in two ways. One is affection to Pandavas, means her sons, that they are my sons. And one is affection to Pandavas because they are devotees of Krishna. Similarly, the affection to Vrishni is because they are relative of Kunti, and affection to Vrishni is because they are devotees or relative of Krishna and not her relative. So she is praying that you cut my affection to them independent of you, as my sons or as my relatives. And my relationship, my affection to them should be only because Pandavas are your devotees, therefore I should love them. And Vrishnis are your devotees and your associates, therefore I should love them, and not because they are related to me also. So this is a very pertinent point to be understood. And this is the whole thing which is being described here, that we have attachment to our body, mind, and so many other things. And that is the source of all troubles. And the solution is when we have attachment only for Krishna. That is the ultimate meaning of Sarv Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. So when that happens, then there is no such thing that now their love is going to diminish in their own children. They are not interested in that. Their interest is in love for Krishna, and that is never going to diminish, because that is their very life, that is their existence. And this love in their children is also through that, and not independently. They don't love them just because they are children, although it may be described like that. So here this comparison is done with the intention to show this point, not to show that now their love for their children will be less. That is besides the point. The point which is being described, which is being established and stressed here is their love for Krishna. How even when they do not know that it is Krishna, still it is there, and that's why it is more. Because it was always more for Krishna, because he is the source of all other love. So this has to be understood. So itham atma atmana atmanam vatsapala sa palayan vatsapo varsham chikride vanagoshthayoho. So in this way, that person, so Atma, Krishna, who is the Atma, or who is the soul of everybody, Atmana Atmanam Vatsapala Mishena sa Palayan. By himself, he was taking care of himself. So he is the Atma, he is the Atmana by himself, and he is the Atmanam in the form of Vatsa and Vatsapalas, in the form of calves and cowherd boys. So Sapalayan Vatsapo, that Krishna who is also Vatsapa, he is the cowherd boy. So Varsham Chikride Vanagoshthayo. So in this way he played for 1 year in the Vana, in the forest, and also in the Goshtha, that is in their village. So in this way means the way it was described before, that every day he will go to the forest, come home, and the cowherd people will wait for them and their children, and cows will wait for the cows. So evam atma Sri Krishna vatsapo bhutva vatsanam palanam cha mishena atmanam atmana palayan kriditvan. So in this way, Atma, who is the Krishna, who is Sri Krishna, who is the Atma of everybody, so Akhila Atmana Atmanam, he is the Atma of everybody, he is the ultimate Atma. So being as a cowherd boy himself, he took care of the cowherd boys and the calves by himself. of himself. And in this way he played for 1 year. So therefore he is the Jagatpati. He is the protector of the universe.
Could you please explain what it means of himself?
Because these calves are also himself only.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
The cowherd boys are also he. So through cowherd boys he is taking care of the calves. So through himself, of himself. And it is he who is doing it, he is playing.
Palanam means surpass? Palanam means what surpass?
Yeah. So now the secret is going to be revealed. For 1 year it remained a secret. So ekadacharyan vatsan saramo vanamavishat panchasashu triya mashu haina purnishvajaha. So one day when it was just like 5 or 6 days before completion of 1 year. So panchasashu triyamasu hayana apurnishu. So hayan is year. So 1 year was about to be completed just 5-6 days before that. So Krishna, who is called Aja here, or the unborn, so he entered into the forest along with Balaram while tending the calves. Vatsan Charyan Vanam Avishat along with Balaram. So Brahma Mohan Prasangeva Baldeva Mohanam api Vyakti Kartum Kathamaha. So not only that it is Brahma Mohan Leela, it is also Balaram Mohan Leela. So even Balaram was under the delusion. He did not know the reality, what was going on there. So ekada iti panchashu shatsu varatrishu hainasya varshasya apurnishu puraktaya avshishtashu ityartha. So when 5 or 6 nights were remaining in completion of 1 year, then the story happened. So here the storytellers, they also tell some other stories in relationship with that. That when Krishna became these cowherd boys, so then the Brahmanas told the cowherd men that look, for next 5 or 6 years there is no muhurta for marriage. So if you want to marry your daughters, this is the time. Otherwise, like COVID, no traveling, nothing will happen, you will be remaining in your house. So then the cowherd people, they married their daughters to these boys, and these are Krishnas, so they got married to Krishna. So this way they say that they were actually married to Krishna. And then the other boys came. And then they also tell another story that when Brahma stole the calves and cowherd boys and he hid them, so Krishna said, okay, I will teach you a lesson. You want to teach me a lesson? I will teach you a lesson. So he became Brahma and he went to Brahmaloka before Brahma reached there. So he entered in his palace, and at the gate there were gatekeepers. So he told them that, look, one fake Brahma is going to come now. So don't allow him. So he says, really? He says, one guy he's an asura and he's trying to trick us. So now he will come. So kick him out. So then he went inside and sat in Brahma's seat. And then when the actual Brahma came, he was thrown out. His own gatekeepers won't let him in. He says, what? We know who you are, you are tricking us. So for 1 year he has to also wander outside. So Krishna said, okay, you want to play trick with me, I am your father. Like in India, when you want to tell how smart you are, you say that the school in which you studied, I was the teacher there. Means you are trying to trick me. I will trick you.
Not only teacher, principal.
बोलते हैं ना ऐसा डायलॉग हैं जिस स्कूल में तुम पढ़ते थे वहाँ प्रिंसिपल So these are Vrindavan stories.
Are they mentioned any Puranas or?
That is your job. Research. Do some research. So tato avidurat, even if they are not mentioned, then we have to tell this to Krishna next time he can do it. Right? Give him ideas. So tato avidurat charto gavo vatsanupabrajam govardhanadri shirshi charantyo dadrishu strinam. So that day what happened, that the cows, they were grazing at the top of Govardhan hill. Govardhan Shirshi, Charantya, Dadrishu. So they were happily eating grass on Govardhan hill. At least now you don't see any grass, but at that time grass was growing. Because it will be described later on how Govardhan was supplying water, grass, fruits, flowers, place to rest, everything for them. Now what you see Govardhan, you hardly see much grass there. Only stones. So they were, then what happened, that from not so far they saw that the calves were also downstairs in the Talhati near to the Govardhan hill. The calves were also grazing nearby. So when cows saw this, then they could not control themselves. They became so much full of love for the calves which were Krishna that they started running towards them. So this is described here. So Govardhan Shringa Trinam Charantyo Gavaha Tasmad Avidurat Vrajasya Nikate Charto Vatsandadrishu. So while grazing at the top of Govardhan, the cows, they saw that not too far away in Vraja, the calves were grazing. So whenever they use the word Vraja here, it actually refers to the village or Goshtha. So Ghoshpalli. Because the calves were not, they had not entered deep into the forest. So drishtvat tat sneha vaso smritatma sago vrajotyatma padurga marga dvipata kakudagriva udasya puccho agadhadhum kritaila srupaya javena. So after seeing those calves, tat sneha vaso asmrita atma, they became completely captivated by the love, affection for their calves. So much that they completely forgot themselves. So it is not only that human beings become absorbed in Krishna and forget themselves, but even the cows, they became so deeply absorbed in the calves that they forgot completely about themselves. Means they will run not caring for any obstacles, jumping, bushes, stones, anything. So say Govrajo. So Govrajo here means this cows, the group of cows. Atyatma pad durga marga. So Atmapa Durga Marga, so the path which was very difficult to cross, they crossed that, and also not caring for the Atmapa, means the cowherd men who were taking care of them. And Dvipata Kakuda Griva Udasya Puchhe. So they were running so fast. If you have seen cows or bulls running, when they run fast and they lift their tail up and run. And they were running as if they had only 2 feet and not 4. Means they were not running but they are galloping fast, like you have seen the horse. When the horse goes in speed, then it is not going 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. It goes tuck 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 tuck, gallops all 4 at the same time. So that's how they were jumping. And Kakuda Griva Udasya, their Griva was up and also their hump was up and also the tail, everything up in the sky. So Agada Hunkritai, and they were mowing, they are making hunkar sound for the calves out of Ashrupaya Javena, and the milk was flowing from their teats. So that's how they came there.
Asru means
Flowing. Ashru. Sru Shravane. Shravati.
Shrigato.
Sru Dhatu. Shravane. Not Srigato, that is Samsara, that is Sarati. So Asmrita Atma. Atmanapi Vismritya Sa Go Samuha Agat. So completely forgetting about themselves. Forgetting about themselves means not caring about their own body. Because there are bushes, there are trees, there are stones, some obstacles. So they did not bother about anything. They just ran like crazy. Atikranta Atmapa Gopa Durga Durga Margascha Yenasa. And they also did not care for the cowherd people. The cowherd people tried to stop them with their sticks, but they did not care. What are you going to do if the cow is running and you come in front of it? He will just push you around and go. They were not scared. And the path is difficult because this is not flat land, this is a mountain. So they ran. Parasparam yuktabhyam padbhyam dhavan. So their feet are together, that's how the galloping happens. So padbhyam dhavan dvipadiva pratiyamana. They appeared as if they only had 2 feet, because to this side, going like that. They not appear, they have 4. So unmukhatvat kakudi griva yasya sa. So their faces were up and therefore kakud and giva, the hump and the neck was us. Udgata anyasyani pritchani, and the tails were raised. Asamyageva ksharanti ashruni payansi cha yasya sa. So it says that their tears were also flowing from their eyes and also the milk was coming out. So somehow he is taking this as asruni. Sametya gavo dhovatsan vatsvatyopyapayayan gilantyeva changani lihantya swadha sampayah. So when they came down, they started feeding these calves, although they had already given birth to another calves, because it's already 1 year past. So before 1 year these calves were already there. They would have been 5-6 months old at least. So now in the meantime they gave birth to another calf. So these calves are more than 1 year old. So they are not drinking milk, it is the other calf who is drinking milk. But they are feeding them instead of feeding to the newborn calves. So generally if you see the cow gives birth to a calf, then she does not feed the older one. it is the newborn which gets the milk. She would not allow the other one to come near even. But here they themselves are running to feed them because this is Krishna. And even when they were going home, they used to feed these calves more than the other ones. The other calf is hanging around and they want to feed this one. And these calves will run and drink the milk and throw away the other ones. Says you come later on. So this was quite amazing, which was not noticed till now. So therefore it says Vatsavatyo api. Vatsavatyo means that they were already having another calf, but still they fed Apayan, these ones, and Gilantya ivacha angani lihantya svavada sampaya. And they were licking their bodies and as if they are going to just take the calf inside them. If you have seen when cow gives birth to a calf, how she licks and how she is completely crazy about the calf. So much affection that as if she wants to take the calf into herself. So that is the meaning of Gilantya. Gilantya means as if trying to swallow the calf. And Lihantya means licking. So this is indication of their intense affection for these calves. Much more than even the new ones. So this is the comparison. Like there he gave the comparison that how the gopis, they were loving now their children more than their original children. And here also the same thing is now being described, that these cows are loving these calves more than the newborn one. Here the comparison is between newborn and Krishna. In case of gopis, it is comparison between Krishna and their children by the same name, same form. So here it is actually even more intense because cow has naturally more affection for the newborn one, and still she is transgressing that affection for Krishna. So Swada Sampaya, and they made them drink the milk from their Audhasa, from their udder. Govardhanasya adha sametya द्वयाहिक त्रयाहिक आदि वत्सवत्योपि औदसम ऊधोभ्य स्वमेव श्रवतः पया अपायन. So although these cows had calves, some of them which were only 2 or 3 days old, which means when the calf is new, then there is more intense love. As it grows, the affection diminishes. So still they are feeding these calves their milk, and this milk was flowing by itself. Otherwise calf has to go to the cow and then start pulling the teats, and then it takes little time before the milk comes into the teats. Milk is above in the udder and it is released when the calf starts pulling the teats. So it takes little time. But here the milk was just flowing by itself out of love. So therefore it says that Swameva Sravat Payaha Apayan Gilantya Eva Iti Gavam Lehan Adhikyam Snehadhikyam Sochakam. So this description that they were as if they were going to swallow the calf, it describes their intense love for the calf. So that means they were also licking more than usual licking, and both of these things indicate too much love for them.
Govardhanasya Adha Samritya means coming down from Govardhan.
Yeah.
And just in the previous one, it is written as A Samyak Eva Sharanti Asruni Payamsi Cha Yasya Sa. So here Ashruni Payamsi means milk and Ashruni means Ashru. He's taking it that way.
Yeah, generally, but Ashru should have another Shra.
Yeah.
That is Shra.
Usually it has Shra, but sometimes
It just means the milk flowing down. It's not Ashruni Payansi Chayas.
But isn't this a noun? Naam nahi hai? Krishna.
Yeah, but Ashruni, as far as I remember, I thought it is Shra. Shra, not Sa. Ashru.
Yeah, it is Shra only.
But it is Sra here, at least in my book.
And there's a Sru Gato Dhatu. Sru Gato? Can you understand?
Yeah, but it says Ashruni Payamsi.
And Cha is also mentioned, na? So that means Ashruni.
Yeah, but how, unless the both words are there. As far as I know, that tears, what you translate as tears, that has Shra in it. Ashru.
संस्कृत में इंटरचेंज भी हो जाता कभी कभी.
Not this. Not this. That is only Da, La, Ra. They can interchange.
I mean, other commentators, they also say Sravanti. Or, so it's
Yeah, this Shra means to flow down. Unless he has but here also it's not writing Ashruni, it is writing Asruni.
तो फिर वो च काय के लिए है?
I don't know, I'm saying it's problem. I mean, you can say that they're running and also the milk is flowing down. Cha is not such a big problem. They're running and the milk is flowing. But how this Ashruni is coming, let me see what this one has here. It's sloka number 30. 30. Asrupaya dugdha. Yeah, he also says that milk is flowing down. Asrupaya sravati payansi yasya sa. Nobody is saying about tears.
Baldev Vidyabhushan is saying A samyak sravanti payamsi netra jalani dugdhani cha yasya sa.
Yeah, so netra jala is just added. It's not there. Just added extra by the commentator.
जो श्रवंती वाला है महाराज वो इन्होंने पहले ऐड कर दिया ना आ सम्यक एवं क्षरंती, मतलब वो क्षरंती से वो सेंस आ गई कि फ्लो कर रहा है. तो जो सेकंड वाला अश्रुनी है वो
So how you will say it when I am saying that it is not?
हाँ उसी से थोड़ी कंफ्यूजन हो रही है कि वो अश्रु यूजुअली द फॉर्म इज अश्रु बट नॉट अश्रु.
I don't know. I mean, as far as I know, it is Ashru and not Asru. Maybe just commenting like that. That's all I can say. Okay, it's not a big point. So Gopas tadrodhana ayasa modhyalajjorumanyuna durgadhva krichato bhetya govat saidadrisho sutan. So when Gopas, cowherd people, they were not able to stop them. Tadrodhan ayasa madhya. So madhya means due to failure in their effort to stop them. So then lajja uru manyuna. So then they felt ashamed and also angry. they felt ashamed that how is that we are unable to stop these cows, and they were angry that they were not able to stop them at the same time. Therefore, Lajja Uru Manyuna Durga Dvaya Kritshato Abhyatya. So they also then came down. Since the cows have come down, now there is no point that they stay there. So they came also down, crossing the difficult path with difficulty. So for them it was difficult to come down. They did not run crazy like the cows. So Durga Adhva, because the path was not very straightforward. So Krichatro Abhyatya Govat Said Adrishu Sutan. And then they saw their sons, their children, along with the calves when they came down. So tasam gavam rodhne cha ayaso lakuto kshepadibhis tasya modhyena vaiyarthena hetuna lajja cha manyusya. So they were unable to stop the cows with their strength, power, through by using the lakut. Lakut, you know what lakut means? Lakut means stick. We have Pandit Lakut here. That's what it means. There are twin brothers. One is called Lakut, other is called Mukut. The crown. Lakut Mukut. And in the Braj Bhasa it is called Lukat Mukut. Instead of Lakut they call him Lukat. Lukat and Mukut. So Kshepadibhi, so by throwing the stick, trying to stab, they were unable to do that. So therefore they felt very helpless and ashamed, and then anger also. So Talajja Manyutena Durga Marga Janit Kleshena Cha Abhyeta Govatsaya. And then on top of that they have to come down with great effort because the path was not straightforward. So that was another difficulty. So then they should have been very angry at the children. It's all because of these boys. If they did not have the calves here, then this would not happen. But as soon as they saw them, their anger disappeared. Because then their love also became manifest. So tadikshanat prema rasa plutashaya jata anuraga gatamanyavor bhakan uduhi adorbhi parirabhya murdhani ghranairavapu paramam mudamte. So by seeing them, means seeing whom? Seeing the children. So utprema rasa plutashaya, their ashaya, their heart became full of prema rasa, love, jata anuraga, their anurag became activated, and gatamanyavo, so then their anger disappeared, because love and anger cannot stay together. If you are affectionate towards somebody, then you cannot be also angry at that person. So therefore now the anger disappeared. So what did they do? Uduhiya dorbhi parirabhya murdhani. So they lifted the children with their arms and murdhani ghranai ravapu paramamudamte, and they were smelling the head of their children, they are embracing, and they attained supreme happiness by doing that. So paramam mudam teyapu. So gatmanyava iti are anabhigya atra param vatsapal gavam ganadrishti pathe katham vatsanita. So why they were angry? Their anger was also in the children, as if you foolish boys, why you have the calves here? So don't you know that these cows have so much love for the calves? Param vatsal gavam Gan drishti pathe katham vatsanita. Why did you bring the calves in the vision of the cows who have supreme love for them? Look now what has happened. So this is the anger they are having. Iti tans tadetum manso api tesham balanam Ikshण udbhutena premarasena apluta ashayastas. So although they thought like that, angry and maybe try to chastise them, but after seeing the children, their prema rasa became manifest and their heart became completely drowned in that prema rasa. And jata anuraga, and then this prem turned into anuraga, so which is says is the fifth stage of prema. Prema, sneha, mana, raga, anuraga, all that. So Trishna Atisha Mayim Prapta. So means that they were in the supreme state of love for their children. And thus Gatmanyava Vishmrit Krodha. So their anger completely disappeared like camphor in the heat.
Maharaj, what is the meaning of Premnam eva Panchamim Kaksham? Panchamim Kaksham?
Fifth state.
Fifth state means?
You know how prema goes to Mahabhav state. Sneha, Man, Pranaya, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav. Different states. Satata Pravaya Sogopa Tokashlesha Sunibrita Kricha Krichachanairapagata Tadas Anusmrita Dashravaha. So says that thereafter these gopas who were pravayasha, so these cowherd men were also not some young cowherd men, they were in advanced age. Pravayasha gopa means they were beyond 50s, not in their 30s or 40s like that. So it says Pravayasya Gopa Toka Shlesha Sunarvita. They became supremely blissful by embracing their children. And then Chanairapagata, so then slowly they left them because they have to tend the cows. And Tad Anusmriti Udashrava. And then when they are leaving, they are still remembering this embrace and love and affection for their children, and the tears were coming from their eyes. So you see here it is Ashravaha, it is Shra and not Sra. So Udashrava, the tears came out. So Pravayasho Vriddha Krishnadeva Sanaireva Gocharan Anurodhad eva apgata tasmad ashleshyad vyujya gata tatascha vicheda utthaya tesham anusmritya udgatashrava. So Pravayasha means Vriddha. So they were old because Nanda Maharaj was old. And Nanda Maharaj was still tending cows because his son was not old enough to tend cows yet. He was only tending cows. So these people were also giving company to Nanda Maharaj. So of similar age. So Krishna Deva. So it was very difficult for them to now leave the children and take the cows away. So that's why it says Krishrat Shanairapagata. So with the great difficulty, slowly they left. So Gocharan Anuradheva. Why they have to leave? Because they have to tend the cows, otherwise they will be cows will remain together with the cows and they will remain with the children whole day like that. Then cows will be hungry later on when they go home. They will be hungry. So therefore they have to stop it for the sake of the cows. So Gocharan Anurodhadeva Apgata Tasmad Ashleshyad Vyujya. Therefore they have to stop embracing them. And Gatas Tatascha Vichedutthya Tesam. And then when they are leaving, they are still remembering this intense embrace which they gave to their children. And because of that memory, the tears are coming to their eyes.
Krichrat means because of love, because of the intense affection they were having,
Yeah.
as mentioned in the last verse.
So now the talk about Balram, because somehow Balram witnessed this whole thing, that what is this thing going on here. So Vrajasya Rama Premardhe Viksha Atkanthya Manukshanam Muktastaneshu Patyeshu Ahetu Vid Achintayat. So now Balram's brain started working. All this time Balram's brain stopped working. He was not thinking. Because this thing is not that it happened only today. At least when the cows were going home, it was happening every day. And these cows were trying to feed the new ones, the old ones and not the new ones. And he also must have noticed the love of the gopis for their sons more than before. So now, only today he started deliberating on this, that what actually is the reason that these people of Vraja as well as the cows, they are premardha. There is some sort of increase in their love. Love of cowherd men for their children, love of gopis for their sons, love of cows for their calves. What is this? So Viksha Utkantyam Anukshanam, and their Utkantha, their eagerness is so much for them. So Mukta Staneshu Apatyeshu Api, and these cows, they are giving milk even to the calves which have stopped drinking. Mukta Staneshu Api. So how is that these cows are feeding these calves? So he did not know the reason for this. So Ahetu with Achintayat. So now he started thinking about it, that what actually is this going on? This is very unusual, and how is that I am noticing it now? What is actually the reason behind it? So Premardher Hetor Atkantyam. So Premardher Heto means the cause of the increase in their love and the utkantha, the eagerness. Mukta staneshu api vatsesu nav prasuta vatsatarinam api gavam ahetuvat hetumajanana chintyat. That why is that these cows which have given birth to new calves, and they are feeding these calves. So what is the reason for this? Because this is very unusual. Any people, cowherd people, they will be very surprised by this. And this is strange. This is just like a mother who has given birth to a baby and she has another grown-up son, and she is feeding the breast milk to the grown-up son, not to the baby who is just born. It is something like that. So if some woman does that, it will be very strange. That how is this? Why she is doing like that? So hetu majanan. So he did not know this. Hetu with means not knowing the reason for that. Achintyat, therefore he thought. Etavat kaleshu pratidinameva godohanadi समयेषु नव प्रसूतानपि वत्सान् विहाय प्राचीनानेव वत्सान् स्तनं पायन्ति सर्वा एव गाः पश्यतोऽपि तस्य तस्मिन्नेव दिने यच्चिन्ता प्रादुरभूत्. So till now every day he noticed this, that these cows when they go home, then instead of feeding their newborn calves, they are actually feeding the older calves. But he did not think about it. He did notice it, but he did not pay attention to it. Sometimes you notice things, but you don't pay attention to it. Only if you have a toothache, then you realize that, oh, there is a dentist here. Right? Otherwise there may be a dentist shop nearby and you may never pay attention there. But when you get a problem in the teeth, then you say, oh, there is a dentist here, I never noticed it. You may be noticing your chai shop because that's what you want. So he was seeing this but did not pay attention. So therefore he says, Sarva eva gaha pashyatopi. Even seeing this, tasya tasmin eva dine yachinta pradaram. Only that day his attention was drawn to this fact. Tasmin api dine yadanyasham pravesham vivekinam api gopanam tatha chintanam nabhut. And these cowherd men who were grown up, so grown up cowherd men, what does it mean? They know everything about cows. They know about the habit of cows, what they do when they feed, how they feed, how much they love their newborn babies. So they did not even think. These cows ran for these calves. But this is not striking them that why, what is this happening? Why these cows are running for these calves? These are not the newborn ones. So Balaram means the effect of Yogamaya was diminished on Balaram, but still it was working on the cowherd men. So they did not have this thought. So Pravayasham, they are grown up in age, means that they have understanding, Viveka, they have this type of knowledge that cows give more affection to the newborn one. This is natural for them. This is everyday affair for them. But still, they did not give attention what was going on. Tatra karanam yogamaya. So what is the cause behind it? The cause is only yogamaya. That yogamaya was acting in such a way that it was not possible. Brahma Mohan Dinam Arabhyeva Gopi Gopanam Baldev Sahitanam Sarvesham Eva Bhāgavata Swayog Maya Mohitatvat. So right from the day of Brahma Mohan, the day Brahma was bewildered by Krishna, he bewildered everybody. Blanket Maya for everybody, like there was a rain of Maya. So even Balaram was drenched in it, what to speak of other cowherd people, cows. Everybody was soaked fully. Nobody was spared. Only he knew what the heck is going on. No one else.
This is Brahma Mohan Dinam na. मोहन के बाद आ की मात्रा तो नहीं है ना?
आ की मात्रा काय को
इसमें थोड़ी लगाई.
So प्रतिदिन विरोध दर्शने अपि विरोधानुसंधानम न कस्यपि अभूत. So although every day they saw this contrary behavior of cows and also their own contrary behavior and contrary behavior of the gopis, but nobody thought about it. It continued for 1 year. I mean, when you are absorbed in love, who cares for all these things? Right? They say love is blind. So blindness means sense of discrimination is gone. So they were so steeped in love, that is the Yogamaya. They are fully absorbed in love of Krishna, because Krishna is in their house now as boys, as calves. So why is the time to think now, why this is happening, what is this? Who wants to have all this logical thinking? So therefore, no one thought anything. So, न कश्यप किंतु सर्वजगत कारणस्य कारणानवशायिनोऽपि परमंशित्वेन स्व अग्रजत्वेन स्वप्रिय सखत्वेन च वंचन अनौचित्याद एतद् लीला जिज्ञापयिषा श्री बलदेवे समुचिता अपि पूर्वम नाभूत. So he says that who is Balaram? He says Balaram is actually the Amshi or the source of Karnarnavsai, Mahavishnu, who is the source of all the universes. and he is Krishna's elder brother and also his dear friend. Krishna plays with him. So it was improper for Krishna to put Balram in such kind of delusion. At least he should have spared him. So he says Vanchana Anachityat. So this kind of deception for Balaram was not proper. But still, this kind of jigyasa, this kind of inquiry did not appear even in Balaram's mind till this time. Only now he started thinking. So verse paryantam tatta Shri Damadi Priya Sakha Vichhed Dukkhasya Tasmai Dhatu Manochityat Swasya tu tad dukkham nasti eva. So it was improper for Krishna to give the suffering of separation from the friends like Sri Dama, Sudama, all this. Because they are also friend of Balram. So Balram is being denied the friendship from them. But he, Krishna himself, is not having separation from them because he knows that they are there at the bank of Yamuna. So he is there with them also, still making the drama of searching the calves. So he is there, he is here also. But Balram is not with them. Balram is only here. So, therefore he says, Swasatu tad dukham nasti eva. He does not have that feeling of separation from them. Vatsakul anveshana anveshakene eka prakashena tannikateva stitvat. Because in one prakasha form, Krishna is also with the original set of friends searching for the calves. Because when Brahma will come back, he will see Krishna is still searching. And then he will see that everybody is there.
Maharaj, could you please explain in what context is he saying this? That Tattat Shridam Adi Priya Sakha.
Because these are not the original friends.
Yes.
So therefore he is having separation from them.
So that is why he is now, Yogamaya is making him feel to think that what is the cause for this.
Yeah. Ato varshavsane eva bhagavataha sa tatra yada bhut tada mayapi sanai sanair ansena ansenaiva tasmad uprarama natu yugpat samastena. So therefore when Krishna wished like this, that now this Maya should be removed after 1 year, so then Maya started getting away slowly, part by part. Not immediately. It's like heavy rain shower is coming, then the rain speed goes down, then it starts like drizzling, and then it stops. So like that, the rain of Maya will stop gradually, not just in one shot. So therefore it says, Sanai Shanair Ansenaiva Tasmad Uprarama Natu Yugpat Samastena. So it is in parts that Maya will be moving itself away and not in one shot completely. So that he is going to show later on how it will go. Bhagavad Aishwarya Sindhau Tamapi Bhakta Abhimana Aspadi Kritya Nimajjetum iti avasiyate. So why is like this? Why Maya was not removed just in one shot? So he says because she wanted, or Krishna wanted, here of course talking about Maya, that Yogamaya wanted that Balram also has the mood of a devotee of Krishna and experiences Krishna's Aishwarya. Although Balram is friend, Balram is also brother, so he has Sakhyaras, and his elder brother, so he also has some authority like parental love. but he also has Dasya Bhav. So in this, his Dasya Bhav would manifest. And when Dasya Bhav is there, then Aishwarya has to be there. Because Dasya and Ishwar Bhav, they go together. So for that reason, the Maya was not removed immediately, but gradually, so that Balaram could also experience the Dasya Bhav and be drowned in the ocean of Aishwarya of Krishna. So that will be described in the upcoming verses. We'll stop here if there is any question.
Why would Balram drown in the Aishwarya of Krishna, seeing this Leela of Brahma Vimohan?
Because he will come in Dasya Bhav. He will say, oh, this is... He will speak it. It will come later on.
In the beginning you mentioned one of these popular stories that the parents, they married their daughters, their young daughters, to these boys, while Krishna was these boys. And I was wondering if at that time of Krishna Leela, because you mentioned last time that they were 5 years old, so at that time was there already such a thing as a child marriage when Krishna's Leela was there?
That's what I'm saying. Some people say like that. In India there are child marriages even now, especially in Rajasthan.
But do you know when this came? Was it already there at these times? Krishna's,
This is just one explanation. If you want to do historical research, now it happened because of the Mughals. Because they will take away young girls, so they started marrying them early. That's how child marriage became prevalent, especially here in North India. I don't think it is in South India.
Now also in UP it is going on. It is not child marriage. They just fix. But after age, marriage happens.
No, marriages are also done. Although it is illegal now according to law, but still in villages it happens.
In UP they are fixing, and after 18
Yeah, fixing is another thing, but actually doing the marriage ceremony. There are many people in the past, they got married when they were 6, 7. It used to happen.
Now the government has increased to 21, even of the...
Yeah, it is illegal now.
Previously it was 18 for girls, now they have increased to 21.
Okay, any other question?
I think there's again one problem here that we can't hear the people. Someone wants to ask.
Why is that?
Could you speak now, please?
Babaji Maharaj, can I be heard now?
Yeah.
Babaji Maharaj, my question was that when it was mentioned that Balram was Vanchit from the company of Subal and Sudam, etc. But then Subal and Sudam were present, like Krishna was present as Subal and Sadam. So like the coward, these coward people and gopis, they were relishing greater ecstasy and love. So why that case wasn't for Balram, and why is it said that he was Vanchit?
Yeah, so this is a very important point to understand, and this will come in Priti Sandarbha. Jiva Goswami will explain that the friends of Krishna, they are so dear to Krishna that even if he becomes them, he cannot be satisfied. And that is actually the reason that he could not stay more than 1 year. So then he has to bring them back. Means the original Subal, original Madhumangal, original Sridham, they are having such intimate relationship with Krishna that when Krishna becomes himself like that, he cannot have that relish with them. Which you can understand.
Yes.
Because he himself is becoming that. So therefore, Jiva Goswami says that these friends are irreplaceable, even Krishna cannot replace them. That is another side of the story. Okay.
इसका अर्थ ये हुआ कि कृष्ण को भी भक्त के साथ मिलके आनंद नहीं है, उससे दूरी रह के और रिलेशनशिप बना के आनंद है।
यही तो भक्ति है, नहीं तो फिर जरूरत है क्या ब्रह्मी हो जाओ।
I mean, this is even from the Krishna side also, from the devotee side also it is there. But
Yeah.